Yeah, I just want to talk to you for a couple minutes about, are we in the tribulation period of Revelation? I want to read some scriptures to you. In Revelation chapter 1 verse 19 it says, Jesus speaking to the apostle John said, "Write the things which thou hast seen, and the things which are, and the things which shall be hereafter." So we see there in that verse that the book of Revelation is divided into past, present, and future. And we find the future that Jesus was talking about in chapter 4, verse 1. And it says, "And after this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard, as it were a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter." So from Revelation chapter 4, verse begins the things that are coming hereafter. And we find after chapter 4, verse 1 is the time period of the tribulation. So I want to go back to another verse in the book of Daniel. As soon as I get turned to it here. In the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 27, it says, "And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of the abomination he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate." Okay, here this week is a week of years. So the prophetic week is a week of years. So that's 7 years. And that is it's a covenant that the Antichrist will make with the nation of Israel for 7 years. So that's really where the tribulation period in Revelation begins, when that peace treaty begins. And then in the middle of the peace treaty, the Antichrist will break it. He'll set himself up in the temple in Jerusalem and proclaim himself to be God. That's what we know as the abomination of desolation that Jesus spoke of. Also, I want to bring your attention to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 7 and 8. Now this speaks of the Antichrist. "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, and only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." So, directing your attention back to verse 7, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, and he who now letteth will let." Okay, in the King James or the classical English there, the word "let" means to restrain. It was the opposite when it was, the meaning was opposite when it was written that we use today. So, it says that the restrainer here will restrain until he be taken out of the way. And then in verse 8, and then shall that wicked, if you look at it, it's capitalized, shall be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. That, my friends, is the Antichrist. So there is a restrainer holding the Antichrist from rising to power. Now, without getting into a long Bible study, we can tell you that through the process of elimination, that restrainer is none other than the church, the body of Christ. We are the salt of the earth. We are the preserving factor. So, no, I do not believe that we have entered into the tribulation period. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't see tribulation. I believe we've got some really hard times ahead of us. But until that peace treaty is signed and the church is taken away, which we call the rapture, the tribulation period has not started. Anyhow, God bless you and have a good day.